Hello,
Okay, that was
everybody.
our dramatic intro thingy. Hopefully everyone can see and hear. We're going to start. We're pointing people towards that. If you guys have any folks that are in the wrong spot or any way of going into the other chat and telling people to come over, we've got hopefully some people struggling. I can see the chat, so that's a start. And got the live chat here, and anyone who's coming in from the chat, if you can see where other people are hanging out, particularly if they're hanging out in the other video, please tell them to come over to this particular video. This is Rick and Tim at their finest, with technology being absolute numpties, trying to get it all working. But I can see folks flowing over now. They've got the message that we're in the wrong spot. So as you can see, Tim is dialed in on his phone because his internet just broke and Control Center went crashing. And today, super excited, we're joined by Stephen. Stephen is one of our GameDev.tv instructors and an Unreal wizard and all-round good guy. Knows a bunch about Unreal Engine 5. He's got some of his own courses to tell us about today, as well as GameDev.tv courses, as well as what's going on with Unreal Engine 5, as well as answering people's questions about Unreal, as well as telling us about the meaning of life. So, Stephen, hello, welcome. Did you hear the news that Unreal Engine 5 is now live properly? No more bugs ever in all of the preview versions that we've been using. It's good to go.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's production ready, so we'll see about that. I'm really hoping that's true. They say it's battle tested with Fortnite, so we'll see. We'll see. It's looking good though. It's looking pretty good.
Battle
So
tested with Fortnite. I think that's the new way of the world with Unreal Engine is let's just do everything if it works in Fortnite, it's good to go. Which is good. There's a lot of people playing Fortnite.
yeah,
What
there's quite a
what's
few.
the
Yeah.
out of all of the Unreal stuff, what's the feature that you've been most excited about with Unreal Engine 5? What have you been playing around with, tinkering with, and been using and thinking this is pretty good?
I mean, aside from the Nanite and Lumen, which just with you don't even have to do anything. It's like loaded up and it looks amazing.
Yep.
I'm personally really interested in the new animation stuff. I mean, there have been control rigs in Unreal for a while now. They've been using that in Fortnite for a while. But the whole full body rig, full body IK, lots of really cool animation and mesh editing stuff in the editor. Just a lot of stuff that's really going to help those animations really pop with your gameplay. I think that's really really great. They have the new Lyra. I don't know if you caught that part. The new Lyra multiplayer shooter project,
Oh
and
yes.
it's basically their new shooter game. I don't know if those of you are familiar with the shooter game multiplayer project that was in the Learn tab for years. You know you could download it, look at their network code, and learn from it. Well, now there's Lyra, which has all the new features in it and stuff. So that looks really cool. The procedural mesh editing in the editor, stuff that you could make with blueprints before, now kind of just built in, and level prototyping and things like that are just easy to do now out of the box. So yeah, the list goes on and on. There are so many new features. I'm really excited to play with it. So
Awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Awesome, cool. And we're getting questions and chat and stuff coming in at the moment. And I do apologize, a little bit distracted in trying to get our technology going today. So I'll be looking at that a little bit. So Stephen, it's going to be over to you to talk about stuff. And that'd be awesome. You know what I found very, very amazing when I started playing around with UE5 is the Quixel integration. It's just like,
Mhm.
as someone who's a level designer and someone who likes things to look pretty, to get there and say, click, click, bing, bonk. Oh, just grab that, grab that, grab that. Whoa, my level looks amazing. How fantastic. Could you, for anyone who doesn't know about Quixel Bridge and stuff, can
Mhm.
you give folks a bit of a rundown on that and, what's new, what's changed, and what's exciting?
Yeah, basically with the new updates to the technology, we can have essentially higher fidelity assets. And Quixel has these mega scans, which are basically geometry from the real world, where they scan this big rock or this vase or some piece of geometry from all angles and run it through their algorithms to get this really high fidelity real world mesh essentially. And the really cool thing is, they've got all these free assets in their library of Quixel Mega Scans, And this is really pretty much it's a gift from the gods, basically. There are millions of dollars worth of assets in this thing that we can just plug
Mm.
into our projects. And then there's this reality scan app that they're releasing now, where you can just scan with your smartphone a vase or a rock or something, and upload it to the cloud, and their photogrammetry algorithms will do their magic on it, and then you have this thing that you scanned in your room, and now it's in your project. So it's mind blowing. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it is amazing. And the question that I've had some people ask is, well, does that mean there's no need for asset packs ever again? Does that mean asset pack creators are going to die a horrible death? And um, the the important thing to note is that it's all photorealistic. It's not
Mhm.
stylized. It's not like you can just make any game ever with the Quixel content. It means that if you want to make something that's real looking, you've got an amazing head start to do so.
Yeah, that's the thing. These are photorealistic stuff, and if you want stylized, that's really not going to be, what you're getting out of that. And the crazy thing is, with Nanite and Lumen and Unreal 5's new technology, you should see how the stylized stuff is looking too. I mean, we'll talk about this more, I'm sure, but my latest Unreal course that I've just released on Unreal 5 C++ multiplayer is stylized. It's all stylized. It's from an asset pack from Unreal Learning Kit games, and this thing with Lumen is just the colors are just popping. The particle systems, everything is just looking amazing. It's like night and day. You can visually see when I record, you know, a video with OBS of UE5 early access to UE5 official release today. It's like the colors are richer, everything looks amazing. It's crazy. So yeah,
Steven,
I
it's
mean, yeah,
I was just gonna ask, is that stuff hard to set up? Like Unreal looks better than Unity out of the box, right? Like without doing anything. But all these new features in UE5 and stuff, do they take a lot of configuration? Do you have to know what you're doing, or does it kind of just look better by default?
it's out of the box. The hard part is having meeting the system specs essentially. If your computer can't handle it, then that's kind of the barrier to entry. But the Lumen and Nanite and stuff, it's all enabled by default out of the box. So it's kind of just like magical black box. It looks better, looks better than last version. You can disable it and stuff, but yeah, it's all checkboxes in the project settings basically. So
Oh, cool. And you can like tweak stuff and all that on the fly, like however you want it.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can basically like for Nanite or for Lumen, you can disable the you can disable if you want to. There's ways to downgrade it to meet lower system specs. So yeah, there's lots of tutorials on YouTube on making it meet your system specs. But yeah, typical gamer machines should be able to handle it, but that depends on the game,
Cool.
I suppose.
It's
What
exciting.
what can you tell us about Lumen? There's so much like, wow, Lumen, it's amazing, but what how does it work? And is it something that I know just looking at it, it's just, well, Lumen just kind of works. It's doing its thing. There's been so much hype around it, and you see videos where it's like, look at the fireplace, and look at it's bouncing off all the stuff. Um, have you noticed anything that someone who's in there playing with UE5 should be mindful of?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Lumen is basically so recently there was real-time ray tracing, right? And now Lumen is kind of like the next step beyond that. It's like um, I'm not going to pretend to understand exactly how it works, but essentially, the rendering engine is going to bounce light off of all the surfaces that it can, because in real life, that's what's happening, right? Light is bouncing off of all the surfaces. So when you look at someone's face and you see like the glow from the computer screen, it's all these different colors. It's because light is bouncing off of everything. So it's basically simulating that very, very accurately. And it's It takes a lot of computations, but they've figured out a way to make it work efficiently. So that's like
Yeah.
the higher level of my understanding of the rendering of it.